Well, 95 degrees or so today. Everyone's hanging in the shade for the most part. Kind of accidentally worked out well with this little heat wave we're going through. Every day has been mid-90s, and we've got some sparsely populated trees throughout the farm, but up here we got this nice grove of cedar and oaks and plenty of shade. So it's the hottest week of the year, and cows are getting plenty of shade, which is good. We're just trying to manage through some dry weather and heat. There's a couple different strategies, but like we've talked about in the past, destocking is really the best one. We've already weaned two of the lactating cows, which dropped about 10% of our required forage intake, because the lactating cows eat about 50% more than a dry cow. So we dried them off, cut down some of the pressure on the grass since it's not really regrowing. But then now that's been almost 3 or 4 weeks since we've done that, and we still haven't gotten a rain. So now we're halfway through our rotation, a little more than halfway through, and we're still not really having any regrowth on where we started from our last rain a couple weeks, probably 7-8 weeks ago. So we've got decisions to make. So basically where I'm at right now is we're eating the grass down farther than I would want. We're taking this grass down low. I'm kind of just having to tighten up their paddocks a little bit and delay the time. Try to slow them down on the rotation by giving them tighter paddocks, making them eat it down lower, which is not desirable. But if we keep at this pace, we're just going to get back to where we started before any potential rain possibly. So the lesser of two evils, other than selling off more animals, would be to tighten it down and keep praying for rain. So from yesterday to today, luckily all this clover and everything we planted is still providing good forage for them. It's just dry. It's all kind of curling up, and it's kind of neat how plants react to this, but just the leaves go up vertical, trying to, limit the amount of sunlight that they're taking in, so they don't get so hot. But yeah, it's dry. But animals still seem to be doing good. How can we tell that they're still doing good? And we're looking at poops. Poops kind of show you a good kind of tell of what's going on inside of an animal. You don't want them runny, and you don't want them super tall like a horse poop. You want them sitting 2-3 inches off the ground, just like that one is there. Put a boot on it. Spreads out nice and easy. So for the most part, most of the poops we're seeing are still looking good. Sheep are still looking good. Great thing about sheep, it's just the flies don't seem to go to them. They have very little fly pressure. They're just looking good. Whereas the cows, especially when they're hanging out in the shade more, they get more flies. But they're actually looking okay as well, fly-wise. There we go there. So we're gonna move them over. They're gonna love it. Still got plenty of shade on today's paddock coming up. Lots of good clover. Just tightening things up. Moving them slower. Move on over. They just kind of looking around, see what's over there. It's one of the couple ways to see how hungry they are. They didn't stop. They had some good clover in the shade here, and they kind of walked past it, walking around to see what's over there for them. So they're still getting plenty to eat. They're not bawling, making a lot of noise. They're just going about their business on a hot day. They don't mind the sun if there's food to eat. They had already eaten pretty much everything there was to eat in here, so they're just hanging in the shade. They're creatures of habit. They know I'm coming out this time of day, pretty much every day, so they got their shade. I got my shade. Doing what we can to stay cool. Still a beautiful day. The great thing about moving them every day is their water gets dumped and refilled every day. So this water's been here for 24 hours. It's 96 degrees outside, but I mean it's not cold. It's about room temperature. It's definitely not warm. Crystal clear. One of the biggest things you can do for these animals in the heat is just keep providing good water, cool water, a little bit of shade here and there. Keep moving them. I don't think they know. Well, I mean, they might know it's 96, but they're not acting like it. They got some good forage to go after. They're going to go after it. I like to take broom sedge, a little nasty weed that they don't eat, but it's real stiff, kind of like a corn broom bristle, and I use this to brush some of the algae that's growing out of their water. Do that about once a week or so, and then really works pretty good. You don't have to carry around any kind of brushes or sponges or bristly things or soaps. Just rinse it out every once in a while, scrub it pretty good, get all that junk out of there, and it's something I would drink. Crystal clear. Now it's ice cold. They're gonna love that. They're also still getting, of course, access to regular salt and a trace mineral salt every day. And I've tried to improve this mineral sled that I built a few months back, because the conveyor belt I used was just a wee bit too small. That's the original one, and the rain would just hit that lip and seep under there. So I tried a yoga mat on top of that, and guess what? Spoiler alert, cows are stronger than yoga mats. So they're tearing it up. I'm just gonna have to get a bigger conveyor belt. But they got all their different minerals: sulfur, potassium, iodine, magnesium, calcium, all the different things that they could need. But the neat thing is, one cool thing about, well, cool thing I guess, during periods of drought, even though there's less forage, the forage is more nutrient dense. It's less water. You're gonna come get yourself some, what do you want? 160. She's one of our best mamas. She's a good sheep. She don't talk back. Gives us 2 lambs each year. Gobbling down on some clover, yeah? She should have 2 more lambs growing in her belly now. We're trying 2 seasons worth of lambs this year, of course, of all summers. They have a real dry summer but she should just be about 1 or 2 months pregnant. And I hear thunder. That could be good. What do we got? We'll see. He said there's a chance of storms today. That would be amazing. We can get a little water. But they're not complaining. We're just trying to manage the best we can. Keep them fed. But you know, if it wasn't for these guys, I probably would have just sat inside in the air conditioning all day and said, it's too hot to go outside. But instead, I got to come out on this beautiful day. It's just the weathermen that tell you it's too hot to go out. It's actually not. It's kind of nice out here. Little breeze. Beautiful day. One of the many joys of this lifestyle is just getting forced outside. You don't realize how much you need it until you go outside. It's like, man, am I glad I went outside today. Just enjoyed God's good creation.